I always record.
Oh, okay. Have you got an ID with you?
No, sir.
You don't have one?
I don't. I've lost mine.
Okay.
Okay, I have a policy. Hold on 1 second. I'm just trying to find the thing.
This officer is about to try and pull a fast one.
Have you got anything with your name on it, sir?
Okay.
Have I committed a crime?
I'm sorry?
Have I committed a crime?
No, sir. I just need to know who you are.
Hey, this is my insurance, and I sent in my payment of $91. I'm trying to find my policy number, though.
Okay.
Hold on. Don't have my policy number
Give me
on
a
it.
second. I'll be back with you.
Huh?
But the passenger of this car realizes it and responds appropriately.
17th.
Okay. So
that
this
was
is the policy on the car?
At the very top, there's a policy number. Yes, that's the policy number. At the very top. Policy number and effective date.
Okay.
Yes, sir. I'm sorry it took me a minute to find it.
So who does the car come back to? 'Cause
Both of us.
both of you?
Yes, sir.
Okay.
Yes, it'll come back to Smith and Germany.
Sir, what's your social security number?
I'm not giving my social.
Well,
You're not giving your information, so you're not going to tell me who you are. So I don't know. So you're John Doe right now. Because I'm trying to find out who you are. I mean, if you have any warrants on you or anything.
Well, in the state of
idea.
Kentucky, you only have the ID if you committed a crime being lawfully arrested.
you need
I'm an
mine.
auditor, sir. I know my rights.
Well,
This trooper asked for his social? Really?
3.
I'm sorry?
I'm sorry, did you want mine?
Don't give your social.
No, I've got it.
Oh, okay. That's what I was giving
Are
you.
you
was my
okay, sir?
social.
I'm fine.
Because I'm pulling her over for several violations on the vehicle, and you're telling her not to give me your information. So I'm just
Social security numbers are private. I mean, you can get her name and birthday.
The trooper, flustered that someone knows their rights, walks away a second time.
Your tags, they did expire back in July, so you're going to have to get that taken care of through Tennessee.
I will get that taken care of tomorrow.
Are
yes,
you
sir.
living in Kentucky now, or are you still in
No,
Tennessee?
we live in Tennessee.
Okay, you
Yes,
have to
sir.
take care of it through Tennessee then.
Yes, sir.
What they need to do is they want to see them at the courthouse, okay? I set a court date up all the way to October the 26th.
Okay.
If you can get it before then,
I can just pay my fines online or call them in, correct?
well, yeah, but we have to go to court because of the registration. But I'm saying if they might let you fax that in. I don't know.
Okay. Oh, because we live so
I'll
far
give all the
away.
information for the courthouse in here, okay?
Okay. Oh, because we
All
live
right.
so far away, you mean?
Right.
Okay.
So try to be careful, slow down
Yes,
for
sir.
us, okay?
Is this is the
Seeing as they will not give any info that's simply not needed in a routine traffic stop, the officer finishes up and leaves.
We were taught how to be deceptive. For example, I was taught never request ID from a passenger. Simply present the question, sir, ma'am, do you have ID on you? Because you're not requesting them to give it to you. You're only asking them if they have it on them. Now, if they decide to give it to you, you did not demand it, so they can't hold you responsible. The problem with this deceptive strategy is this. They never taught us why we were not allowed to order the passenger to give us ID.
Abaya Israel of We the People University, a former officer and sheriff deputy, explains the deceitfulness he was taught when wearing the badge. Via Doug Dahl of the Bellingham Herald, can an officer ask a passenger for ID when it appears there is no reason for the request? In the U.S. Court of Appeals case Stufflebeam versus Harris, the court concluded that an officer can request ID from a passenger, but if the officer has no reason to contact the passenger regarding any sort of investigation, the passenger is not required to provide ID. In California, if you are a passenger in a vehicle that the police have stopped, you typically do not have to agree to show your ID if asked. Simply being a passenger in a car that has gotten pulled over is not enough justification for an officer in California to get your ID. They may ask for it, and you have the option to decide on your own if you wish to provide it. As a general rule, a passenger is likely not required to show ID. However, law enforcement can require a passenger to show their ID if the officer has reasonable suspicion that the individual has violated the law or was in the process of violating the law. For the original video, locally in the state of Kentucky, the Louisville Lawyer wrote on their website, traffic stops typically occur as a result of suspected moving violations committed by the driver of the vehicle. Passengers cannot be held responsible for the driver's conduct and are generally free to leave unless police become suspicious of them during the course of the stop. They add, in Hibble versus 6th Judicial District Court of Nevada, the Supreme Court upheld state laws requiring citizens to disclose their identity to police when officers have reasonable suspicion to believe criminal activity may be taking place, commonly known as stop and identify statutes. These laws permit police to arrest criminal suspects who refuse to identify themselves, regardless of your state's law. Keep in mind that police can never compel you to identify yourself without, again, reasonable suspicion to believe you're involved in criminal activity.